My girlfriend tweeted, "Men who ask for 50-50 are dusty period." After I asked her to pay her half of rent once, I retweeted, "Women who live rent-free are homeless period." With her eviction notice and sent her stuff to her mom's house then. I, 28 male, am sitting in my empty apartment right now, and honestly, it feels peaceful for the first time in months. Been with Talia, 26, for about 2 years. She moved in with me 8 months ago. When she first brought up moving in together, I was pumped. We'd been dating long enough, spent most nights together anyway, and I genuinely thought this was the next step towards something real. Here's the setup. I make decent money as a software developer, around $85K. She works part-time at a boutique, making maybe $1,800 a month. When she moved in, she was between jobs, so I covered everything initially. No big deal, right? Partners support each other, but then she got the boutique job 4 months ago. Still, I kept paying rent, $2,200, utilities, groceries, everything. She'd buy occasional takeout or little things for the apartment, acting like she was contributing equally somehow. Her money went to designer bags, getting her nails done twice a month, lash extensions, the works. Again, I didn't trip because I figured she was getting settled. Last week I sat her down, explained that with her working now, it would help if she could contribute. Didn't even ask for half of everything, just suggested she could cover half the rent. That's $1,100. Still less than what she spends on her self-care routine monthly. She laughed, said, "Babe, you make way more than me. Why would I pay half when you can easily afford it?" I tried explaining it's about partnership, not just mathematics. She rolled her eyes and said I was being cheap. The conversation ended with her saying, "This is such small dick energy," and storming off to our bedroom. Thought that was the end of it. Nope. 2 days later, I'm at work and my phone starts blowing up. Coworkers, friends, even my cousin hitting me up. She'd tweeted, "Men who ask for 50-50 are dusty period. Like, sir, if you can't provide, why are you even dating? My man really asked me to pay half the rent when he makes 3x what I do. The audacity." This is why women should have standards, ladies. It had over 3K retweets. The comments were brutal. Random women calling me broke, saying I didn't deserve her, that real men don't ask women to pay bills. Some dudes defending the 50-50 thing, but they were getting roasted too. Here's where I probably went too far, but I was done. I screenshot her tweet. Then I went to our apartment's management office during lunch, explained she wasn't on the lease, and I needed to give her notice. They said since she'd been there over 30 days, I needed to give her 30 days written notice. Perfect. Went back to work, made my own tweet. "Women who live rent-free are homeless period." Attached her original tweet and a photo of the 30-day notice to vacate. Then I spent my afternoon packing her stuff. Every designer bag, every makeup palette, every single thing. Loaded it all in my car. Drove to her mom's house. She'd taken me there for dinner a few times. Her mom, Denise, answered looking confused. "Hey, Miss D, Talia's gonna be staying with you for a while. Here's her stuff." Started unloading boxes on the porch. Denise was asking what happened, but I just kept it moving. Took 6 trips. The whole time she's calling Talia, who's probably still at work. By the time I got home, my retweet had gone nuclear. 18K retweets and climbing. My DMs were flooded. Some calling me a king, others saying I was bitter and broke. Didn't matter. Felt good to match her energy. Talia came home around 7 p.m. I was on the couch eating Chinese food, watching Netflix like nothing happened. "What the F is wrong with you?" she screamed. "You put our business on Twitter? You took my stuff to my mother's house?" "Just matching your energy, babe. Thought we were sharing our relationship updates publicly now." She tried to snatch the remote. I moved it. "You're mad petty for this. Over rent? I made you look good. I defended you. You called me dusty." "Because you are, if you're pressed about splitting bills." I stood up, walked to the kitchen. "Your notice is on the counter. You got 30 days, but your stuff's already at your mom's. Door's open if you want to leave now." The next 2 hours were a lot. Crying, yelling, her calling me every name possible. Said I embarrassed her, ruined her reputation, that her followers were clowning her now. She tried the tears, saying she loved me and didn't mean it. Then back to anger. Throwing a glass, missed me, hit the wall. Finally, around 10 p.m., her best friend Kendra came to get her. As they were leaving, Talia turned back. "You're gonna regret this. Watch." That was 5 days ago. The tweet war continues, but I stopped checking. Changed the locks yesterday. Yes, legally, she officially vacated when she left with Kendra. My boys think I'm wild for the public call-out, but they're also laughing about it. My mom, less impressed. Says I could have handled it more maturely. Maybe. But you know what? My apartment's peaceful, my wallet's not getting drained, and I don't have to deal with someone who thinks contributing to the place they live is dusty. Am I the asshole? Maybe. Do I care? Nah. Update. Her mom Denise just texted asking if we can talk about this like adults. I replied with a screenshot of Talia's original tweet. She left me on read. Update 1. Yo, the entitlement escalation has been wild. So remember how Talia said I'd regret this? She wasn't playing. Girl went on a whole campaign. First, she made a TikTok, a whole 3-part series about how to spot a dusty man. I'm not on TikTok like that, but my younger sister sent it to me. Part 1 had 2.8 million views. She's in full glam, fake crying, talking about how she gave her all to a man who financially abused her. Financially abused. Because I asked her to pay half the rent once. The comments were insane. Women sharing their own dusty man stories, offering her Cash App donations, saying she deserved better. She started a whole hashtag, "Dust Bunnies Don't Deserve Dimes." By part 3, she's showing receipts, screenshots of our texts but conveniently edited. Like she'd show me saying you need to pay half the rent, but cut out her response calling me broke. Show her saying I buy groceries sometimes, but not the part where I calculated she'd spent $87 on groceries in 4 months, while I spent $400 plus monthly. But here's where it gets good. She started a GoFundMe, I kid you not. Help me rebuild after financial abuse. Goal: $10,000. The description was a novel about how I trapped her, made her dependent, then kicked her out with nowhere to go. Like her mom's 4-bedroom house in the suburbs is a homeless shelter. She raised $3,200 in 2 days. Meanwhile, I'm just living life. Meal prepping on Sundays without someone eating all my food, then complaining I don't take her out enough. Actually saved $600 this week alone between not paying for her lifestyle and cooking at home. Then Thursday happened. I'm at work, in a meeting, when our receptionist knocks. Says there's a delivery that requires my signature. I'm thinking it's the new monitors I ordered. Nope, process server, I'm being sued. This girl really got a lawyer. She's suing me for illegal eviction, emotional distress, and damage to reputation. Asking for $50,000 in damages plus her stuff back that I already gave to her mom. I left work early, called my buddy who's a lawyer. He read through it, started laughing. Bro, she has no case. She wasn't on the lease, you gave proper notice, and she voluntarily left. The reputation damage, she did that herself with the original tweet. This is intimidation tactics. But I still gotta respond, which means lawyer fees. Cool. More money spent because she couldn't pay $1,100 in rent. That night, I'm grocery shopping and I run into her coworker from the boutique, Mara. She stops me looking uncomfortable. Hey, just thought you should know. Talia got fired yesterday. Apparently, the boutique owner saw all the TikToks where Talia was crying about being broke but wearing $3,000 worth of designer that she definitely couldn't afford on boutique wages. Started questioning if inventory was missing. Talia couldn't explain how she had certain items. Got fired on the spot. So now she's unemployed, living with mom, and suing me for $50 she's definitely not getting. But she wasn't done. Friday afternoon, she shows up at my job. Full makeup, designer outfit. Making a scene in the lobby. Security won't let her up, but she's loud enough that everyone can hear. Tell him I need to talk to him. He can't just throw me away like trash. My manager had to go down and threaten to call the police. She left, but not before taking selfies in our lobby, posting them with them. Had to confront my abuser at his job since he won't answer my calls. Pray for me. My company has a social media policy. HR called me in Monday morning. I had to explain the whole situation, show them the tweets, the lawsuit, everything. They're understanding, but warned me if she shows up again, they'll have to take action. She's really trying to get me fired over rent. The GoFundMe is now at $5,400. She's posting daily updates about her journey to healing. Posted a picture of a therapy session. Who takes pics at therapy? Caption: Healing from financial trauma isn't easy, but I'm trying. Meanwhile, her mom Denise texts me again. This time, she's really struggling. Can't you just let her come back until she finds a place? I responded, she can use some of that GoFundMe money for a deposit. Best of luck. Blocked. My lawyer friend says the lawsuit will likely be dismissed, but I still need to formally respond. That's $2,000 retainer. So her living rent-free is now actively costing me money. But you know what? Still worth it. My place is clean, my bank account is recovering, and I don't have to hear that small dick energy every time I suggest financial responsibility. Her latest TikTok, day 12 of rebuilding after abuse. She's at a spa, getting a massage with donation money, while suing me for making her homeless. The entitlement is astronomical. We'll update after court. This is far from over. Update 2. This is going to be a long one because the layers of audacity I can't even. So remember the lawsuit? My lawyer filed a countersuit. Defamation, harassment, and interference with business relations. See, when you make 47 TikToks calling someone an abuser and show up at their job, that's actually legally actionable. Who knew? The GoFundMe hit $8,700 before it got interesting. Someone in the comments started asking questions, like why was she wearing a new Cartier bracelet in her healing journey videos if she was so broke? Why was she at Nobu? She tagged the location if she couldn't afford rent. Turns out, one of the donors was an actual investigative journalist doing a piece on fake GoFundMe campaigns. She donated $20 just to get access to the donor updates. This queen really dug. Found Talia's LinkedIn showing she'd actually been working 2 jobs, the boutique and freelance social media management, making closer to $4K monthly. Found her Depop, where she was selling gently used designer items that looked suspiciously like the missing inventory from the boutique. The journalist DM'd me for comment. I just sent her the full text conversation where I asked for rent contributions and Talia's responses, unedited. The article dropped last Tuesday. GoFundMe grifter? Woman raises thousands claiming abuse after boyfriend asks her to pay rent. GoFundMe shut her campaign down within 24 hours. Refunded all donations. The meltdown on her Instagram stories was epic. Crying in her car, a 2019 BMW BBD that I now know her dad pays for, screaming about haters and misogyny. But wait, there's more. Remember Kendra, the best friend who picked her up? She reached out to me. We met for coffee, and baby, the tea she spilled. Apparently, Talia's been doing this for years. This is her 3rd abusive ex GoFundMe. The other 2 guys just let it go, but Kendra saved receipts. Screenshots of Talia bragging about getting $6 from the last one, calling her exes marks, planning which designer bags to buy. Kendra was done after Talia tried to get her to lie in court, saying she witnessed me being abusive. When Kendra refused, Talia called her broke and jealous, said she was thinking small and didn't understand the game. Kendra gave me everything. Screenshots, voice recordings, even a video of Talia coaching another girl on how to finesse men. My lawyer added it all to our case file. Court date comes. I'm in my only suit, nervous but ready. Talia shows up in a 5K outfit crying before we even enter the courtroom. She's got a whole support squad, her mom, 3 friends, and some dude I don't recognize. Her lawyer argues I vindictively evicted her in retaliation for expressing her feelings. My lawyer stands up, calmly submits the lease showing she's not a tenant. The 30-day notice, her original tweet calling me dusty. Bank records showing I paid 100% of bills for 8 months. Her LinkedIn and proof of income. The GoFundMe fraud article. Kendra's evidence of past schemes. The judge's face was priceless. Looked at Talia's lawyer like, you brought me this? Then my lawyer played the security footage of her showing up at my job, screaming in the lobby. Case dismissed. But the judge wasn't done. Told Talia she was lucky I wasn't pursuing criminal charges for harassment and fraud. Warned her that any further contact would result in a restraining order. You'd think that's where it ends? Nope. Outside court, the new dude with her squad approaches me, introduces himself as Derek, her new boyfriend. This man really tried to intimidate me, talking about, you need to leave Talia alone, she's with a real man now. I just laughed. Good luck with that, bro. Hope your credit score's good. Talia lost it, started screaming that I was jealous, that Derek treats her like a queen, that I could never. Security had to escort them out. That was 2 weeks ago. The aftermath. 1. The boutique is pressing charges for theft. That investigative journalist, her article got picked up by local news. Boutique owner saw it, did a full inventory check. Over $12 missing. 2. GoFundMe banned her from the platform permanently. 3. Her TikTok got reported for fraud so many times it got suspended. 4. Kendra sent me a screenshot last week. Derek's already asking in group chats if anyone knows why his credit card got declined at dinner. It's been 3 weeks. 5. My company actually gave me a raise. My manager said the way I handled the situation showed exceptional professionalism under pressure. 6. Talia's mom finally stopped texting after I sent her the court dismissal paperwork. But the best part? Last night my sister sent me Talia's new Instagram. Bio says entrepreneur survivor building my empire. She's selling a course called From Victim to Victory, How to Rebuild After Financial Abuse. Price? $497. The audacity is almost admirable. Almost. I'm done with this whole saga, blocked her on everything, living my best life. Rent still $2,200, but now I can actually save money. Thinking about getting a dog. At least a dog won't call me Dusty for expecting it to contribute. To everyone who said I handled this wrong, maybe. But I'd rather be petty with peace than mature with a parasite. Derek, if you're reading this, run, bro, run. Final update, last update because this chapter's officially closed, but y'all deserve to know how it all played out. The boutique theft case? Talia got arrested. Yep, mugshot and everything. Turns out when you steal $12K in designer goods and then wear them on TikTok, evidence kinda presents itself. She posted bail. Derek apparently had to get a loan from his mom, but she's facing actual jail time. Speaking of Derek, lasted 6 weeks. My boy really speed ran the whole Talia experience. She tried the same script, moved in with him after 2 weeks, immediately expected him to cover everything, started posting about dating a real provider. He kicked her out when she tried to add herself as an authorized user on his credit cards without asking. The man literally found out when his bank called to confirm the addition. He messaged me after. We're not friends or nothing, but he apologized for trying to intimidate me at court. Said he gets it now. I told him about the support group chat. Yeah, there's now 5 of us ex-boyfriends who've been through the Talia experience. We call ourselves the Dusty Committee. But here's where it gets wild. Remember that financial abuse course she was selling? Someone bought it and leaked the contents. It's 15 pages of copy-pasted content from free blogs, plus a section on how to identify high-value targets that literally describes finding men with good jobs and no kids. She was teaching women how to do what she did to me. The state attorney's office got involved. Fraud charges on top of the theft charges. Her lawyer dropped her. Her new public defender convinced her to take a plea deal. 18 months probation, restitution to the boutique, and 200 hours of community service. Her mom Denise reached out one last time, not to beg or blame, but to apologize. Said she didn't raise Talia to be this way, that she's getting Talia into therapy as part of the plea deal. I actually felt bad for her. Imagine finding out your daughter's a professional scammer from the news. The last I heard through the grapevine. She's living with her parents again, working at a call center to pay restitution, can't use social media for profit per her probation terms. Derek's mom is suing her for the $5 loan she never paid back. The IRS is investigating the unreported GoFundMe income. Meanwhile, I'm thriving. Got promoted to senior developer. Saved enough to put a down payment on a house. Got that dog I mentioned, a rescue pit named Rosie, who actually contributes more to the household than Talia ever did. Emotional support counts, fight me. Went on a few dates, nothing serious yet. But I'm upfront now about financial expectations. First date, I mention I believe in equal partnerships. Amazing how that filters out the Talias of the world. The Dusty Committee group chat is still active. We joke, share red flags to watch for, support each other. Derek's the newest member, still processing how he lost 3 months and $8 to someone who called Emmy broke. Last week, I'm at a coffee shop and see a familiar face. Mara, the old coworker who told me Talia got fired. We chatted and she told me something hilarious. Apparently, right before getting arrested, Talia tried to start another GoFundMe, this time claiming she was being persecuted for being a successful woman. It raised $32 before being reported and removed. You know what's crazy? If she'd just paid the $1,100 rent, none of this would have happened. She'd still be living in my apartment, still have her job, wouldn't have a criminal record. But nah, she had to tweet about dusty men and start a whole movement. I don't hate her. Honestly, I'm grateful. She showed me exactly what I don't want in a partner. Taught me to value peace over appearances, and gave me one hell of a story. To anyone dealing with a similar situation, document everything, stand on your boundaries, and remember, anyone who calls you dusty for expecting partnership isn't worth the designer bags they can't afford. Peace out, Reddit. The Dusty King is signing off. P.S. That original tweet? Still up. 47K retweets now. The comments are comedy gold since everyone knows how it ended. Someone edited her mugshot under it with dusty men 1, homeless women 0, and I actually laughed. PPS, Rosie says woof, which contributes more to our household than this is small dick energy ever did.